What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to set realistic fitness goals and actually achieve them.
And here we go.
Alright, so step one of the process, the first thing we're going to talk about is finding your why. Now, finding your why is one of the most powerful things you can do when it comes to setting fitness goals and actually achieving them. It's not just about choosing an arbitrary goal like losing weight or getting stronger. It's about uncovering the deeper reason why those goals matter to you in the first place. Normally when I identify my why, I try to tie it into some emotion, something that makes me feel a different type of way. In order for me to do that, I dig deep. I got to dig deep down because most people that are going into their goals and setting goals are for a reason. Make sure that you have a reason why and make sure you can identify that. So then when you get through those tough times, when you're going through those tough times, you can get through it just by going back in your brain and being like, yeah, nah, that made me feel like that. I don't ever want to feel like that again. All right, now let's talk about why setting realistic goals is so important. We've all been there before. You start with the best intentions, but you end up burned out, feeling like you're not making any progress. Sounds familiar? Yeah, that's because unrealistic goals are setting you up for failure. When you're setting a goal that's too big or vague, you're just setting yourself up for a lot of frustration. Realistic goals are specific, measurable, and achievable. Now, when we go to write our goals down, we want to be specific. We don't want to just say something like, oh, I want to get fit, or I want to get really big. I want to get really strong. Let's say how strong we want to get. Let's say how fit we want to look. Let's say that we want a V taper in our back that looks similar to maybe this guy or this guy. Just try to find your exact goal that you actually want so that we can pinpoint it and work our way towards it. So if you're working on your bench press really hard, you want to be able to lift a lot. Let's say 225 is a lot. So we're going to set our goal for 225. We're going to measure where we're at right now. And we're going to say, let's get to 225 in 6 weeks. If we're at 185, we can get to 225 in 6 weeks. If we fix our form, if we do these little things and figure everything out. The biggest part when we're going after goals is finding the minor things that we can fix immediately. Those will help us get immediate success. After that, we just build and build and build. Make sure your goals are measurable. Let's say your goal is to run a 5K. Instead of saying, I want to run a 5K, let's maybe say, I want to run a 5K in under 30 minutes. So then I can run a 5K one day, and if I'm not under 30 minutes, I'm not at my goal. Say I'm at 38 minutes. Now, second time out, I'm going to run a 5K again. Okay, I'm at 37 minutes. I can now see that I went from 38, I went to 37. Now, I still want to get to 30. What do I need to do to get to 30? And what did I do to help me trim off that minute of time? You might start to feel overwhelmed when you set this big goal that is achievable, but still feels like it's going to take a long time to get to. Now, if we set a goal that's 12 weeks away, we don't want to wait 3 months in order to feel like we've actually achieved the goal. Let's set a goal that we can achieve in 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, we can achieve some goal that's leading up to that big goal that's coming at the end of that 12 weeks. Say we want to be able to bench 225. Right now, we bench 135. It's going to take a little while to get there. So in 2 weeks, I want to be able to bench 150. 15 pounds added on, and we're just starting out. 15 pounds is achievable in 2 weeks. So we're going to say in 2 weeks, let me get from 135 to 150. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to bench we'll bench every other day. We'll bench 3 to 4 times a week. Make sure that we're working on our form. Make sure that we're working on everything else so we can be like, okay, go in and grind it. Added those accessory movements in here. And in 2 weeks, once we get to 150, we'll be feeling good. And we're 10 weeks away from our goal. And we still feel like we made that little bit of progress because we truthfully did. We made extra progress to get to that 225, which is the ultimate goal. Now, our next thing is going to be, we need to be as flexible as possible. Understand that being perfect for 12 weeks, perfectly being consistent and doing all this, it's going to be a big thing. If we were to do it for 8 weeks, it's still going to be a big thing. If we were to do it for 4 weeks, it's going to be a big thing, especially if you're not already consistent. So what we need to understand is we need to be flexible. Say everybody doesn't have the time to just be sitting around because everybody's not full-time fitness influencers. We have to get our money any way we can. So we still have to go to work. We might still have to go to school. There's other things that we have to do, and those other things might get in the way of what we want to obtain with this goal. Say we get sick after 3 days. Understand that if we track what we have for those 3 days, we might go down a little bit, but be able to stay out of your head. Don't be like, oh no, I can't get this goal now that I've gone backwards. That's not the problem. The problem is if you stop. Do not quit. Just keep going and understand that your goal is the main thing. Keep the main thing, and you'll be good. Now, lastly, we already talked about this, but make sure you track your progress. Track your progress and stay accountable. If you can stay on top of the progress that you're making, everything will be easier. Now, if you have to write it down, use a fitness app, or even share your progress with a friend or on social media, accountability is huge when it comes to staying motivated and focused. Plus, when you look back and see how far you come, it's so rewarding. Make sure that you're celebrating those milestones. It's always progress over perfection. So there you have it. You want to create goals, you want to make them realistic, and you want to obtain them? That's exactly how you do it. Make sure you get out, set those goals, and absolutely crush them.